Welcome to the deep dive. We're here to sift through, well, just vast amounts of information, really, and pull out the insights that matter for you. Today, we're jumping way back in time. We're looking at the Rig Veda. And this isn't just, any ancient religious text. It's genuinely one of humanity's oldest, most significant literary works, a real window into the origins of a civilization. It's got philosophy, poetry, history. It's almost hard to grasp how old it is. So our mission today, let's try to unpack its structure, explore some of the surprisingly deep ideas in there, and see what it tells us about ancient India. Its society, its spiritual life. Think of this as your shortcut to getting properly informed about a truly profound text. Okay, let's dive in and see what nuggets of knowledge we can find in this incredible work. Now, to really get a handle on the Rig Veda, we have to start with its age. Just try to imagine a text, or maybe more accurately, the memory of verses passed down from that long ago. It really stretches the mind. We're talking seriously ancient. How far back are we actually looking here?
It's an astonishing time frame, actually. What's really remarkable is that parts of the Rig Veda, based on, several lines of evidence converging, can be pretty reliably dated to over 8,000 years ago. So that puts its origins somewhere around 6,000 BCE.
8,000 years. Okay.
Yeah.
How do we know that? That sounds like a huge claim.
It does, but it's not just guesswork. The most compelling evidence, sort of like a timestamp baked into the hymns themselves, is the repeated, very vivid description of the Saraswati River. The Rig Veda talks about it constantly. A huge, mighty, flowing river, central to their world.
Right, the Saraswati River. So the river itself is the key. What does that tell us specifically?
Precisely. Because geological and archaeological research has confirmed that this river, which was once a massive waterway, it largely dried up around 6,000 BCE.
Oh, I see.
So when these ancient hymns describe a vibrant flowing Saraswati, they have to be talking about a time before it dried up. It's not just a geographical note, it's a powerful cultural and historical anchor. It really grounds the Rig Veda's antiquity, in fact, a verifiable fact.
Wow.
It gives us this tangible link to a world that existed long, long before many other texts we usually think of as ancient.
8,000 years. Okay, that really does put things into perspective. It completely reframes how you think about where human literature, complex spiritual ideas, even organized societies might have begun. It sets a huge stage for understanding the depth of this text. So given that incredible age, you have to wonder, how on earth was such a massive work? How was it organized? How did it survive for millennia? Let's get into its structure, its literary architecture, you could say.
Yeah.
It's mainly divided into 10 big sections, right? The mandalas, or books.
Right.
But these aren't just like random chapters.
No, not at all. The way it's organized is actually evidence of a really sophisticated system for preserving knowledge. These 10 mandalas, they aren't all the same. Mandalas 2 through 7 are often called the family books.
Family books.
Yeah, each one is mostly linked to a specific lineage of rishis. You can think of them as ancient sages, or maybe priestly families, even schools of thought. People like Gritsamada, Vishwamitra, Vamadeva. This structure points to a very deliberate way of collecting and passing down these hymns.
That's fascinating. So this link to specific families, what does that tell us about how they sort of cultivated and kept this wisdom alive beyond just organizing it?
Oh, it's a crucial insight. It suggests a highly structured tradition, almost like an academic system, long before we think of formal academies. These weren't just lone poets. They were priestly schools, carefully tending and transmitting their specific hymn collections down through generations. It really speaks volumes about how much they valued lineage, memory, and the meticulous techniques of oral preservation. That's how the knowledge survived for thousands of years. This system tied specific prayers, specific rituals to particular intellectual and spiritual traditions, gave them continuity, authority.
A living tradition, handed down so carefully. Okay. And what about mandalas 1 and 10? Are they linked to families too?
Mandalas 1 and 10 are a bit different. They seem more miscellaneous, probably compiled later. They have a wider mix of hymns, and importantly, they include some of the most philosophical and speculative ones. We'll definitely come back to those.
Okay.
Then you've got Mandala 8, mostly linked to the Kanva family. And Mandala 9 is really unique. It's almost entirely about the god Soma.
Soma, the ritual drink.
Exactly. The drink and the deity associated with it. All the complex rituals around preparing and using Soma. Its dedication really highlights how central Soma was to their spiritual practice.
Right. So within these mandalas, you have the hymns themselves, the suktas, and there are a lot of them.
A huge number. 1,028 hymns in total. And that adds up to over 10,000 individual verses.
Wow. And these weren't just poems written for beauty, were they? They had a purpose.
Absolutely, not just for beauty. They were composed with a very profound purpose in mind. They were crafted for specific rituals, mainly the big sacrifices, the yajnas, which were, totally central to their spiritual life. Some suktas are pretty straightforward prayers, invocations. Others are incredibly elaborate, just packed with metaphor and symbolism, almost like little dramas for the gods. Each hymn was designed to do something specific. Call down a deity, ask for prosperity, maintain cosmic order.
And the smallest piece is the rik, a single verse. You mentioned they have these precise metrical patterns. Why? Why was that rhythmic structure so important?
That's a great question, and it gets to their deep understanding of sound and language itself as sacred. This metrical discipline was absolutely essential. First, for just preserving the text accurately through centuries of purely oral tradition. Imagine trying to memorize 10,000 verses. Rhythm is a powerful mnemonic aid.
Right, makes sense.
But also, they believed the rhythm and sound itself, the vibration, had sacred power. The precise chanting, the specific cadences. These were thought to resonate with the cosmos. It directly affected how well the ritual worked, helped connect with the divine. So it wasn't just the words, it was the sound, the energy.
Okay, so we have these meticulously crafted verses, these hymns vibrating with sacred sound. Who were they talking to? Who were the main divine beings, the devatas, in this ancient world?
That really gets to the heart of their worldview. Rig Veda mentions many, many deities, but a few definitely stand out. Agni, the god of fire, is probably invoked more than any other deity except maybe Indra.
Agni, fire.
Yes, he's seen as the divine priest, the messenger between humans and gods. Absolutely central to all the sacrifices. Every offering basically went through Agni to reach the other gods.
A critical go-between then. And the king of the gods, you mentioned Indra.
Yes, Indra. He's the king, a very powerful, often heroic figure, linked with storms, thunder, war, but also with maintaining cosmic order. He's famous for slaying Vritra, this sort of dragon figure which released the cosmic waters and brought light. He embodies that heroic strength and leadership.
Okay.
Then there's Varuna. He's quite different. He's the guardian of cosmic law, the principle they called Atta. Varuna is all about morality, justice, the natural order of the universe. He oversees cosmic harmony, punishes wrongdoing. His hymns often have this sense of moral weight of universal governance.
Right to cosmic order. We should probably remember that one.
Definitely. And of course, we absolutely have to talk about soma.
Right, the drink again.
It's both the ritual drink made from some mysterious plant we still don't definitively know, and a powerful god in his own right. Soma is linked with immortality, divine inspiration, maybe ecstatic visions. Preparing and drinking soma was central to many rituals, seen as a way to altered states, direct communion with the divine.
It's fascinating how these gods and their roles really paint a picture of the religious life, the rituals of that ancient Vedic society. They weren't just abstract ideas.
Not at all. They were deeply embedded in daily life and spiritual goals. The Rig Veda essentially gives us a map of their whole spiritual world. It encodes so much information about their social life, too. Details about the sacrifices, offerings of ghee, milk, that powerful soma. It even describes the different priests and their jobs. The hotar who recited, the udgatar who chanted, the advari who did the physical ritual actions, and the patrons, the people sponsoring these big ceremonies. It's more than theology. It's a record of their culture, their economy, their community.
Okay, this is where, for me, it gets really interesting, because the Rig Veda isn't just a ritual guidebook. Yes, lots of hymns are about rituals, but others dive into these incredibly deep metaphysical questions that still resonate. There's real philosophical depth there, isn't there?
Absolutely. It's like a pre-Upanishadic flowering of deep thought. A prime example is the Nasadiya Sukta. It's in Mandala 10, hymn 129. This hymn is just this incredible, almost breathtaking reflection on where the universe came from. And it starts not with answers, but with questions. There was neither non-existence nor existence then. It questions the very basis of reality right from the start.
That's amazing. Neither non-existence nor existence. It sounds so different from, say, a typical creation story that just lays it all out.
It really is. And what's truly stunning is how far it pushes the questioning. It goes beyond simple God did it answers. It actually ends up questioning whether any deity, even the highest one, truly knows the secret of creation. The final lines are something like, He, the highest seer in the highest heaven, He alone knows. Or perhaps even He does not know.
Wow, that's incredibly bold for such an ancient text. questioning if even the gods know.
It suggests this level of philosophical skepticism, this deep inquiry into the limits of knowledge, even divine knowledge, that feels remarkably modern. It's just profound commentary on the ultimate mystery of existence.
It really is. And you mentioned, Uta, earlier, that idea of cosmic order. How does that fit into this deeper philosophical side?
Uta is fundamental here. As you said, cosmic order. It's a core concept, and it really acts as a direct ancestor to the later, maybe more familiar idea of dharma, the sort of moral, ethical, natural law of the universe and how individuals should act within it.
Okay, so Rada is like the blueprint for dharma.
Kind of, yeah. Rada is that universal principle of harmony, of balance. It governs everything, the stars moving, the seasons changing, but also human morality. It's the underlying truth that holds the cosmos together. And the hymns, the rituals, they're constantly trying to align human life with this bigger cosmic rhythm with Radha. And beyond that, scattered throughout the mandalas, you find these speculative verses, hints about the fundamental unity of everything, trying to find the single reality behind all the different gods and phenomena. This really plants the seeds for later Upanishadic thought ideas like Brahman, the ultimate reality, and Atman, the individual soul. So yeah, all these parts show the Rig Veda isn't just ritual chants. It's a living record of intense intellectual and spiritual searching. They were already tackling the biggest questions about reality.
It really brings it home that these ancient people were grappling with the exact same cosmic questions we still wrestle with today. Origin, order, our place in it all. It connects us across thousands of years. And it sounds like the text captures a society that's not just thinking deep thoughts, but also changing.
Exactly. That broad scope also reflects the culture of the time. The Rig Veda holds the cultural memory of these early Hindu traditions, and it reflects a society on the move. You get glimpses of a shift from probably a semi-nomadic pastoral life, lots of hymns asking for protection for cattle and good pastures, towards more settled farming communities. It's like a snapshot of a foundational period, capturing how a civilization and its spiritual ideas were evolving together.
What an incredible journey this deep dive has been. We've covered, over 8,000 years? From the banks of a lost river, the Saraswati, to these profound philosophical questions that challenge even the gods. The Rig Veda is clearly so much more than just an old religious book. It's this amazing multi-layered thing. Poetry, theology, philosophy, cultural history, all woven together. It's structured. Mandalas, suktas, riks, the focus on the devatas. It all reveals this ancient civilization deeply wrestling with the big mysteries, nature, morality, where everything came from.
Absolutely. And its influence is just immense. Its legacy truly enduring. Thousands of years on, the Rig Veda still inspires spiritual seekers, scholars, the earliest Upanishadic sages right up to modern academics. It really stands as this powerful testament to our enduring human quest for knowledge, for understanding our place in the universe, and for many, that connection with something divine. It's a text that just echoes through history.
So here's a final thought for you to take away. Considering how the Rig Veda, way back then, so boldly questioned whether even the gods knew how creation happened, how might digging into ancient texts like this challenge our own modern ideas about where knowledge comes from and what the limits of human understanding really are? Something to think about. Thank you for joining us on this exploration. We hope you feel a bit more informed and maybe a lot more curious about this absolutely incredible ancient text.